Alright, yo, what's going on, guys? Simon Kitsum here. Really happy to be in front of my mic today to present you the project of my track called Are We Dreaming? It's a track that has been out since more than a year now, but it's never too late for tutorial. Something really important here for this track, I made some samples and presets, and the samples are available in the description down below. So if you just want to have the samples of the track, just click on the link below and you'll have them. There will also be added in the pack some one-shots of the instruments I used. And second thing, really important, if you follow me on Instagram, I will soon organize a contest where I'll let you win the presets of the track. So all the presets are made for the track, not the presets like that are pre-made presets from other people. All the presets I made for the track are winnable on my Instagram. So everything is in the description. Just go there and you'll find your happiness. In case you guys didn't hear the track, I'll just let you hear the first break and the drop before we start breakdowning it. So that's basically the first break and the first drop, yeah. So let's immediately dive into it, right? I don't know if I have to explain. I maybe explain the introduction later, maybe just at the end of the video, because it's basically just some elements that I will explain throughout the track that are in the introduction. So I immediately start with the first breakdown. Well, yeah, I can quickly explain the instruments. I'll explain them later, but I'll do it right now actually. So I started off with a little kick drum. That's the more lowest kick that I made. A little tip for you guys. I made this kick out of a trap sample pack. So if you wanna make your drums more unique, add some more, just have the little unique touch to your drums, explore other sample packs. Like as I just said, I took this kick from a rap sample pack, from a trap sample pack, and I processed it in order to make it more house, and I just exported it and re-imported it in a project. But that was how the kick sound like. And as you hear it, it lacks a bit of high frequencies. As you see it in the frequency spectrum analyzer, you see that it lacks some high frequencies. So in order to make your kick more punchy, try to cover as well your high frequencies. So here I added, so in that case I added here a little top kick that has been low cutted, so only to mean the high frequencies. So if you add it both together, sounds like this. Sounds really deep sounding kick. The kick is also available in the sample pack, and just some FXs. These are the FXs that I just repeat them throughout the whole track. FX down, a little downlifter. The chords that I reversed, I'm gonna explain that later. Some chimes, some crash FX as well. Little ambient thing. Easy, that I just found in the sample pack. Reverse thing. Just try to make your track always moving and not boring. After 4 bars, I added like a little reverse thing, just to make it more interesting and not so boring for a listener. These are the instruments I'm going to explain later, and there are a little little perk loop, as just said, to make it more interesting, less boring. So let's start with the with the first break. So at first I think how I start track, I came up with the chord progression. So these are the chord progression. These is the chord progression. And so the plugin is Electra X. It's a plugin that I initially downloaded for to make trap songs, but it turned out to be also a great plugin for all kind of styles. So it's just a preset from that plugin, a dance organ. So it's not Rhodes as I mentioned it in the here, but it's more like an organ. And this is a pad I quickly made for the track, which is also available. This one will be winnable. All the presets will be winnable on my Instagram. So just the organ and the pad. Concerning the processing, just a little low cut it, as usual, because also in the breakdown there is a lower bass that covers these frequencies. So that's why I cut all the lows of the Rhodes of the organ and of the pad, and also a quick reverb. Easy. So yeah, that's just for the organs and the pads. A little sub breakdown. If you're on the phone just without earphones, you're not gonna hear it, but there is a little sub here. Just a little 3x oscillator. 20 here, a little distortion, as usual on my subs, and I just cut it high. As I just said, the Rhodes, the organ is low cutted, and this one is high cutted, just to leave it. To improve the presence of the lowest frequencies. So as I just said, downlifter that repeats throughout the whole track. A new downlifter. I really love the little chimes thing to it, like the cling cling cling. It's not really there's also like little chimes thing. That's why I added it. That's our real chimes. And then the vocals, yeah, there's nothing else actually as the instruments. So the vocal, this one octave up. So the name of the pack is actually Our Dreaming as well. So it's from Our Dreaming vocal pack, and I literally took just the hook called which was saying Our Dreaming. How is this vocal being processed? It's really easy, as you just see. There isn't even EQ. A lot of compression just to make it more consistent in volume. Some OTT. Yeah, you know, us producers, we add OTT. We don't really know what it does, but it's sounding better. So more clarity maybe. That's basically it. Really important not quick, but it's really important, something important that I do with my vocals, especially on house tracks. I do sidechains, reverb, and delay. Not on every track, but I do that a lot. How to do that, and what is sidechain reverb? Sidechain reverb means that you put reverb on your vocal, but the reverb will duck down when the vocal starts playing. How to do that? So when you hear it, especially now, if you have headphones on or anything else, you hear. I've also practiced. I've also added a sidechain delay, so you hear that the delay ducks down, and reverb as well. But I did for both. You see that the delay ducks down every time the vocal starts playing, and it go back up when the vocal stops playing, stops singing. So it's subtle, but it's there. How to do that? Just if you are on the FL Studio, just a left click on one of these arrows. I'm gonna do that for delay, and add a random delay. Put the dry button all the way down, and then a frequency limiter. Bind your vocal to the frequency limiter. Just mess around with the threshold knob and the ratio knob. Really important to mess around with these to make your sidechain delay to your taste. Mess around with these knobs again to make your delay to your taste. I mean, the two most important things is the delay, the dry knob to 0, and just binding this one to the vocal, and then just play it with the buttons, and you'll be good to go. Concerning reverb, it's the same. Just put the dry button to 0. It's not even to 0, but you should put it to 0. Just do it, make it low. Bind the vocal to bind the limiter to vocal. Mess around with threshold and ratio knob, and you'll have sidechain, reverb, and delay. So that's what I did. That's how the vocal has been processed. This for so that's the first part of the breakdown. Now we're going to cover the second part of the breakdown. Which is also the build-up. So first thing, I added those little plugs. Really easy plugs. I won't say easy, but they are the sound is not hard to make. This plug is also available in the preset pack and in the sample pack as well. One shot of the sample. Actually, if you're not lazy, you can literally copy the samples, the preset. But they will also be available on my Instagram. So how is this patch being made? The first thing is this oscillator, a sine oscillator, this square sine and square oscillator, but I choose the sine one. And another really important thing is the modulation oscillator with a as I just said, modulator. I just binds the second envelope to the modulation oscillator. Just press there and just click there, and you can play around with the knobs, with the decay, and with if you hold you left click, you can play with that button, and it makes a real great effect. If you hear it with and without, so that's with and that's without. It's literally making our sound, right? So you'll see it. I also used for the main presets, the main chords of the drop. Also used a phase modulation. So this is the first oscillator, second oscillator. Just a simple, really simple square wave, nothing else. So as I just said, you can bind your envelopes to anything. Actually, you can even bind it to this, and you can play around with the button. So I did that with a cutoff envelope. Just play around with the decay, added one there, and then you can play with the little button to make a low pass cutoff, to make it tum, and not like this. This for the presets. Yes, there is anything else? No, there isn't. And something I will recommend to you guys, when I made that preset, when I actually made a track, I was really in the mood of learning the synths Massive. I was literally for 2 months, maybe not even 2 months, 4 months, 5 months straight, I made 5 presets, 5 qualitative presets a day on Massive, and I would, after like 6 months, I would have like a whole library of a bunch of presets I made a little. I just arranged them. I deleted some I would never use, rearranged some I would maybe use, made a new folder. Just it's just a matter of creating your sound, and just it's the way, a great way of learning a synth is to make just playing around with it for like 5 months. That's what I did with Massive, and I made a lot of presets with Massive. I'm still not really a pro with using sound, making sound with Massive, but it's thanks to this that I could make my track Our Dreaming, thanks to me making thousands of presets, not thousands, but hundreds of presets on Massive. And you'll see that in this project I used a lot of Massive because I was in the mood of making a lot of presets in Massive. So as you see, Massive, a lot of Massive. So it is for the breakdown plug. Rhodes keeps playing, sub breakdown keeps playing. There's nothing else added actually. Just I changed the rhythm of the vocal. Easy. Added a little ride. A little shaker. Ambience. That's it. Here, little rim, a loop. You can actually automate the pitch of the to make that 2 2 2 2. You can automate the pitch here. So if you set the pitch range to 12 and you automate this button, just right click and click on create an automation clip. You can make that zoom, 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 zoom. So this little rim thing is also available in sample pack. So added this. That's it actually. Yes. Yeah, we can go to a drop, I think. Before we go to the drop, maybe the fill. The fill I also made for a track. Easy, little with a lot of delay. Not really a lot actually, but just a short feedback of delay. Short fill, another short fill. Everything is available in the sample pack. Yeah. Now, let's go for the drop. Most interesting part. So the kick comes in as the same as the introduction, obviously. Now the bassline. Excuse me. The bassline. Sound design of the bassline. So one shots of these basses will be available in the sample pack, and the presets are winnable on my Instagram. So the first bassline. So again, made these basslines in my mood of creating thousands of presets on Massive. So the main thing of these presets is the most important thing is the noise metal thing. Like here, what it does, just a metal thing. That's what makes all the bass. So if you had like a little, just a square wavetable, another little presets, oscillator with a phase modulation, I guess. There isn't any modulation, but just oscillator 2 got phase modulated. So just play around with this little knob. Add noise metal. Add in my square oscillator. You basically have the bass. Again, as the little breakdown plugs, again a little low pass filter to make it doom and not doo, like not like this, just more like a bass. So yeah, actually, so the most important part, as I just said, is the metallic little plug that makes all the bass. That's the first bass. Second bass, there's again a little metallic thing. For these basses, first oscillator, Mellofans wavetable. I modulated with envelope 1 the wavetable position and intensity. Megir oscillator, just all this. I'm gonna cover them everything, but metallic thing. Cutoff, low pause filter, wideness, width, and seconds, presets, last presets. That's the sub. Easily made, just with square wave, low pass filter, and a lot of distortion. T-tube, B-shaper, S-shaper, and that's it actually. Now, how have it's also bass that I didn't end up adding, but which is available in the preset pack. But that was also sounding great, but I didn't add it to the track in the end. So how are these basses being processed? So Really easy. Cut the lows because the sub bass has to cover the lows. This one cover the low frequencies. So here, sorry. So here, cut the lows. Songizer. It's kind of like an exciter, a saturation plugin. Don't really know, but it's sounding better. Cut more lows and add more highs and sidechain. Just with sidechain. They're bound to a reverb a thing. I'm gonna explain that right after here. So I cut the highs of the bass of the sub, made it mono. Wasn't mono enough, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why I added this, but so they are bound to a reverb thing. How to do that? It is this automation. If you're a producer and you're watching this, you're most probably going to know this little trick, but a lot of deep house producers do that. You hear a little it looks like it sucks you back in the bass line. Just add a reverb with a long decay, put this little dry button of your effects down and automate that button. If you right click on it and you click, you can create an automation clip. That's this automation. So that's why you can do a little, that's how you can do a little like great effects with your bass lines and or your instruments. So this for the bass line. Up. Now the sound design of the chords, really important. The main element of the track actually. Let's start off with these plugs, these little presets. Really easily. Actually, it's not hard to make at all. Actually, as you see, it's the most important part, as I explained with the bassline, is a phase. No, it's not the most important as explained in bassline, but here it is the phase modulation with envelope 1. So I played with decay button and the level button, just bound it there. Oh no, it's envelope 2. My bad. I bound it there with that little button, and look what a difference it make when I turn on when I turn off the modulation. So here it's on, and here it's off. It's literally making all the main sound. So don't be afraid to play around with knobs with just modulation, blah blah blah. Just don't be afraid to play with your synths. You might come up with things. It's literally that little button that inspired me to make the track. So it's kind of amazing. So how it's made, just a square wave with a phase modulation. That's it. And a low pass filter. Again, just to make it not like as always in house music. Just for some width. A little distortion. Yeah, I don't really hear it. Second presets, second patch. The acids wavetable with also a phase modulation again, with envelope 1. Low pass filter easily. A little bit of distortion, a little bit of downsample distortion, and that's it actually. That's how the preset has been made. Yeah, I feel like it added some more harmonics. That's why I added it, because only this as a job. It needs something else. So add some more high harmonics that I really liked. Same story actually. This plugin, these presets. If you added some, this one covers more like the low mid frequencies, the mid frequencies, but again, phase modulation again as all the presets here in the track. Nothing else actually. Like, see, the presets are really easy to make. Complex wavetable, phase modulation, low pass, filter, and that's the third preset. And this is just white noise. Just take white noise wavetable, play with the decay and the release. just to cover more of the highs. And after hearing this, I was like, yeah, it's sounding great, but it needs some more something else. I was feeling my ears weren't feeling it, so I would add that little plug here. If you're a producer, you pretty well know that plug, because it's kind of used a bit everywhere nowadays, but not everywhere, but I've heard it a lot. But I didn't make it up front, and it adds something else to the chorus. Just a matter of adding like little touches that make your chorus better. So how have these chords been processed? So in this channel it was just OTT with low cut, I guess. Yes. In this channel low cut, yeah, easy. This channel low cut as well. So here, again, the chords have been bound to the reverb thing, the same reverb thing as the bass. So it's also like very little. It comes back to the listener. So now the glue, a little bit of compression, I guess. Yeah, just a little bit of compression. Soundgoodizer again, low cut, and that's it. Actually, just quick reverb, really short reverb, short decay. And yeah, just fix for later in the track. So the two most important parts of the track have been covered. So now let's just continue with the track. I didn't want to make in the drop. I wanted to add a vocal, but I didn't make it up front. So I just add a little reverb automation to make it more like behind the ears. Where is the vocal? Oh, here. So it's just more behind the ears. Just create some ambience with the track, with the drop. So yeah, that's with the vocal. The ambient things keep playing. FXs, same FXs, crash FX, FX down, downlifter, and that's it. After 4 bars, add a little tap, also available in sample pack. Click loop, also available in the pack. The same feels as in the build-up, just add a little. Another fill. Yes. Now second part of the drop. A sad thing is that since the project is kind of old, I lost some samples, especially the lead samples. So this was a little leads, voice-ish leads, like a little, and I just, if you see the volume envelope, I made it really short, and I add also this one, but yeah, I lost the two other ones, so now you don't hear them, but because I've lost them. But in the original track you hear some ambient samples, some ambient voice samples that have been panned. Can just, I guess, just automate here, just create an automation clip, test the panning button to make it left and right in the ears. How has that been processed? OTT again, Soundgoodizer again, low cut, I guess, again, yes. Remove some highs, some high mids. Reverb made really wide, as you see. The reverb makes a lot. It is for the lead. Added the drum loop. Continues with the clap, the click thing. Percussion loop, crash FX. That's it actually. Let's go for the second breakdown now. Yeah, I was listening. I was thinking of something. You can actually record any sample you want. If you have a phone, you can literally. I bought a recorder, but you can record like anything with your phone, especially like rain samples or I don't know, any ambient sample from the outside world. You can record with your phone, and it doesn't sound that bad. So just experiment with that, and just to add your little ambience, your personalized ambience to your tracks, because you don't have to have like 100 geared to make your cool ambience. Just use your phone. So yeah, that's for the little rain sample that I recorded with my recorder. So yeah, in the second breakdown, there is that little Rhodes thing that comes, and if I remember it right, it's from FL Studio native pack. You can find it here. I feel like people underrate those instruments a bit. The native FL instruments are sounding really, really great, especially like the keyboard thing and even the guitars, everything in the instrument section. So these are the chords, the Rhodes from the original from just native FL. Played the chords on the track. I strummed them. A quick tip to strum your chords. Just humanize your chords by strumming them. Press Alt S. Yeah, I guess it's Alt S. You can strum your chords. They are already strummed, so I can really do it. I can do it actually if I press. Yeah. So play around with your string button, with the tension button. You see here in the velocity tab here. To make it more humanized, because pianists won't like go straight to your won't play straight to the keys. So by humanizing them, it's like little and not like dun. That's what I did with the Rhodes. Yeah, now I removed it, but yeah, I will add it back after. The top melody, the same as the same road patch from native FL. Thunder, I didn't record it. This one sample pack. Don't remember which one. Chimes thing. That's it actually. And some FXs here and there. Now, second part of the breakdown. Nothing much added. So yeah, nothing much added. Just I filter out the chords. Right loop, and I pitch down the vocal one octave. And that's freaking it. Just added some FXs as usual, just the same downlifter. Yep. Yeah, now the second build up. Oh shit, my PC. Should be fine. What is sounding it to sound bad? I don't know what instruments, maybe the piano. So now, first thing, a quick fact about the track. The song drop, I wanted it to be different than the first one initially. So I changed the chord progression. This is the initial chord progression that I wanted it to be as the second drop. Not the chord progression, just not the melody. So, but if you know the track, you know that the second drop doesn't sound like this, like these melodies. But I forgot actually to change it back to the original one. So I wanted to reveal in the build-up like the new melody, but I didn't change it in the end. But I kept it. I forgot to change it. So in the original track, you can hear in the second build-up just another melody of the chords. It's not that bad, but it's just funny. So they are the same breakdown plugs as the first break. The rows keep playing. Sub of the breakdown. Some strings. I used Serum to use the strings, and the Coda sample pack. Just gonna let you see them. I really recommend you Echo Soundworks for a bunch of presets. I use them a lot for really instruments. They are amazing for creating like real strings, key sounds and stuff. So just some promotion for their team. I'm not paid for that, but so Echo Soundworks, Coda, and they have strings that are sounding really great. Just check it out. So these were made using Coda, and I exported them. Drop claps, filled out the chords, the roads. Here, downlifter, chimes, vocal. Here I filtered out the chords. I cut off the chord that come back in. Little snare to have a little build up. Piano. This one is from Electro X as well. Little pop piano. The preset's called pop piano. Just added, I don't know why I added, but add something else. Also added this little endless smile thing. Endless smile is one button effect that can add a bit everywhere on your as every effect you can add it everywhere. But the endless smile is just a one button effect, a build-up effect. When just by turning one knob, you can create tension. My PC, my PC is a bit like freezing and a bit old, but you see what it does. So I just added a little bit of endless smile in the build-up. I'm pretty sure there is also in the first build-up. Oh no, there isn't. Yes, there is here. All right, so. Let's go for the second drop, and we're nearly done. So I didn't change in the end the chord rhythm of the chords, but I add little brass that you don't really hear. Don't really hear them, but they are there, and they add a little new touch to the second drop. There's some low cuts, OTT, reverb, and sidechain. I guess they're from Evolution of Sound. Yeah, I think. Not sure, but no, actually no, they aren't. No, I mean, I don't know where they come from. So these are the brasses. What else? Actually, there is nothing new in the second drop. Just the brasses. Same drop. Here, a little channel pitch automation of a ride. As I just explained, you can automate the pitch. And that's it, right? Didn't forget anything? No, I didn't. Crazy. So yeah, now the track is done, and outro. Add roads, the same roads, I guess. Oh no, it's not the same roads. Oh, from Serum, nice. So some roads from Serum. Don't know where though. Might be from Echo Soundworks. Yeah, they're from Echo Soundworks. So yeah, see, it's the Coda Soundbank, Rhodes, Dusty. Add the vocal. Let's make it emotional, you know. So yeah, basically this was a track. The mastering. really hard to master. No, it's a joke. I just used the preset from iZotope 5 and added a little bit of gain with the Pro L. The preset is House Master EQ Exciter. Didn't change anything, just literally added it, and then added little Pro L with a little bit of gain, some like 3 dB of gain. So yeah, that was the track. So I think I didn't forget anything. If you have any question, yeah, just leave it below. If someone is still here. And as I said, you can download samples in the description, and the presets will be available on my Instagram. They will be winnable on my Instagram. So if you're interested to have them, just follow me there, and you'll soon get notified. So yeah, it was Sam Kitsum, and see you guys next time.